Mexico Gonzalez. I'm undocumented and unafraid, queer and unashamed. I'm here today with my fellow group here. We're the Campaign for an American Dream, a group of undocumented students and allies walking across the country to promote and to educate our communities on what the DREAM Act is and what the real struggles of undocumented people are. We are undocumented, we're unafraid, and we're going to be walking through over 200 communities, talking to people who know what it's like to be an immigrant, people who are undocumented, to empower them to know what their rights are. Because as people here have been mentioning, you know, our community right now in this country is the one that is being most attacked by anti-immigrant legislations and politicians, and we have some politicians here in this state house that oppose to the rights of our people, the undocumented people.
Take them down.
A little bit about my story and the reason why I'm doing this walk that is over 3,000 it's around 3,000 miles. A little bit, you know, we're rounding it out. But you know, I was born in Mexico. I came here in 1992, following my mother to the land that would feed her family. My father was working in Chicago. That's where I've been living for the past 20 years. For 12 long years, my mother worked at a plastic factory, along with her compañeras, with her co-workers who were also undocumented, you know, with no protections. And we know that her rights and the rights of her co-workers were not being met. And so 12 years after working at the plastic factory, my mother was diagnosed with lung cancer. 5 years of fighting this cancer, my mother passed away. So 2 years ago, my mother passed away, and that's the time that I decided that I was not going to sit back and let someone decide my future for me as an undocumented person in this country. We know that our community lives in fear. We know that our community lives in the shadows. And as for me, I will come out of the shadows every day if I have to stand up for my community and to be in solidarity, not only with those people that are here, but for them to understand that every day is not just being in solidarity, but it's, you know, fighting back, because our families are being separated, torn apart every day. In Alabama, just in the state of Alabama alone, there's over 5,000 kids in foster homes because of anti-immigrant legislations. What's happening in Alabama, in Arizona, in Georgia, affects everyone in this country. And not only in this country, but in Mexico and Central America. We know that we need to stand up and fight back. And we know that our families are being separated. My mother passed away, and that is why I'm here today. That is why I'm here saying that I'm undocumented and unafraid. And that's why we have this group that is deciding to walk across the country, not caring for what politicians or what ICE or what the police is doing to try to get us out of this country. We are unafraid. We are coming into these communities, letting them know who we are. We are not criminals. We are students. We are workers, and we deserve the right to a higher education. And not only that, but that is why our parents brought us to this country. Our parents brought us to this country to give us a better life, and that's what we're fighting for. This is our civil rights movement. You know? And we know that these anti-immigrant legislations are there to target people of color. So that's why we're doing this walk, to promote the passage of the Federal DREAM Act, because we as students know that we deserve the right to a higher education. And together we're going to stand together and fight back and let everyone know that we want everyone's support. You know, we are going on this journey, and we're asking for everyone to stand in solidarity with us. You know, we know that politicians, you know, they lack sometimes the work. You know, they don't do the work that they say they're doing for our community, and we need to hold them accountable. So holding them accountable it's one, but also educating our communities, those communities that are being deported and being torn apart. You know, just alone in detention centers, corporations are profiting from us, from people like me that are undocumented. Fuck Alec. we know that we don't have rights, that as queer people we don't have rights, and the intersections of what we're fighting for, of being in the lucha, in the struggle, you know, this is what we're fighting for. We're fighting for equality, and we're fighting to be free, because in this country we are not free. And that's something that we learn, that we know, the people here. Earlier I saw this man just laughing and disagreeing with when people were coming up here, and I really wanted to come and speak up here and direct some questions to him, but he left. But just knowing that calling people out like that, those are the people that need to be educated. Because they're conformists, and they conform to living a certain way, and they're brainwashed by people like this that are here in front of us. So from us, from the Campaign for an American Dream, we want to thank everyone in the Salt Lake City Dream Team for welcoming us here and for having us, you know, celebrating May Day. I know that I'm from Chicago, and it's always such a huge event, and, you know, I'm really happy to have been here. So thank you, everyone, and in solidarity, undocumented